Machinja tinofamba nomweya mutsvene mweya wakanaka. Kumachinja tinofamba nomweya mutsvene mweya wakanaka. Kualliance tinofamba nomweya mutsvene mweya wakanaka. Kualliance tinofamba nomweya mutsvene mweya wakanaka. Kuzwai mambo tinofamba nomweya mutsvene mweya wakanaka. MDC tinofamba nomweya mutsvene mweya wakanaka. Kuzwai mambo, kuzwai mambo wewe. Kuzwai mambo wewe. Vachambisa tinofamba nomweya mutsvene mweya wakanaka. Nachambisa tinofamba nomweya mutsvene mweya wakanaka. Kuzwai mambo, kuzwai mambo. Kuzwai mambo, kuzwai mambo. Tinofamba nomweya mutsvene.
Good morning, good afternoon, Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining us. You are live here on your favorite program, Padare Namambo Soswe, and you are live on Change Radio Facebook, Change Radio YouTube. You are also live on Change Radio, the radio itself. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome our viewers and listeners across the world on ZimI YouTube and ZimI Facebook. We welcome you all. Today, we have a special guest here in Honorable Gonese from Mutare. As you know, the party Triple C is having its a nomination process, and it's about to end. I think in a few days or so, we'll be having the final nominated candidates across the country. But tonight, depending on where you are, we are discussing a rare specter in leadership here because we have Honorable Gonese, who has stepped down, or who has said he is not going to be nominated. In fact, he was nominated by quite a number of people, in his constituency, and he turned down the nomination, saying he doesn't want to continue as a member of parliament, paving way for new blood, fresh legs, fresh ideas. And that's one thing that we appreciate as Zimbabweans. But it's also one thing that is very rare in our communities, in our organizations. So we are here to just talk to Honorable Gonese so that he can explain to us what happened, what caused that, and of course we'll also talk about the process itself. He is someone who has been involved in it. Who also ask him the reasons that made him to turn down the nominations. But of course, as usual, I have my partner in crime, Barbara. How are you in UK? Please take a few minutes to greet Honorable Gonese and our viewers and listeners across the world.
Yeah, yebo, thank you so much. Nduna yakososwe lingabe livuka njani, latshona njani, mthwakazi omuhle emagumbini amane wonke omhlaba lapho lingabe likhona. Yebo, sesiphendukile njalo. Njengoba sake salithembisa ukuthi kuzayenzakala ukuthi sizabe sesibuya ingxe every day. Namhla sibuye kungoLesine, Friday sabe sikhona, Saturday sabe sikhona, Sunday sabe sikhona. Le nduna yakoshoshe Padare Namambo Shoshe edale le nduna yakoshoshe namhlanje silo mvakatshela wethu umuntu wethu omzini Honorable Gonese enthemba sonke siyamazi wakhona le eMtare obe ngumember of parliament eMtare, yena osethe yena kasafuni ukubuyela eParliament ngemva kokuba eqanjiwe ukuthi abuyele kumbe enominatiwe njoba sisazi ukuthi kathesi ibandla le-CCC liphakathi kokukhetha abantu abazalimela through ama-nominations sikwazi ukuthi i-process yakhona yi-process ende kakhulu kodwa u-Honorable Gonese yena usethe hatshi mina ngifuna ukuchiyela abatsha ukuthi bangene ngifuna lihlale lilalele lizwe ukuthi u-Honorable Gonese yena uhambo lwakhe aluhambayo uqalise nini eParliament esethe yena sediniwe kumbe kasafuni lokuthi wayenzani ku-constituency yakhe eMtare phela sihlale nini silalele Comrade Gonese, Honorable Gonese, kunjani baba?
Honorable Gonese, hanzi makatini zvenyu.
Okay, ngiyapila. I'm very fine and good evening, evening, and good evening to all Zimbabweans and to all other persons who may be listening and watching the program.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable. We'll get right into it because we don't want to be disturbed by network. We know that our network can go anytime in Zimbabwe. Hanzi garawakajga network inogona kungotiza ku Zimbabwe uko. So we'll get right into it, Honorable. Can you just tell Zimbabweans why you decided to turn down the nominations? Because others are even saying, oh, he was not nominated, that's why he's saying he's not going to run this time around. Just give us the background of the story and also tell us when you joined Parliament.
Yes, the position basically is that from wards received nominations from the stakeholders. I am aware that there are stakeholders who wanted me to continue to serve. And our process for nomination was very simple and straightforward. In terms of the wards, all you needed was one proposer and a seconder. And that was a very simple and straightforward process. And I got the relevant nominations. But after some introspection, it is in fact something which I had been thinking about for quite a while. Because when you bear in mind that I was elected into Parliament in 2000, I was 38 years of age. Now I'm going to be turning 61. I've been in Parliament for a period of 3 years. I've been in Parliament for something like 5 times. One is going to listen to the sentiments on the ground. When you look at what has happened to us as a country, we've had a governing party which has rigged its way to stay in power for 43 years. And when you look at that context, and you also the fact that in Zimbabwe, there are no shortages of ideas. We've got people who are equally to carry the torch forward. And once I noted that there were other people who were also nominated, particularly our former mayor for the city of Mutare was one of the nominees. And in terms of our new election procedures, citizens were required to nominate whoever they felt was had the capacity to stand and represent them as a member of parliament or as a councillor or as a elected representative in any of the other positions to which people may be deployed. And having that appointment, I decided to decline nomination. I did not go through the vetting process. I understand that on Tuesday, the 18th of April, those candidates who accepted their nominations went through their vetting procedures, submitted their CVs, filled in certain forms. But I made a decision last week that I was not going to be part and parcel of the process. And in fact, before making the announcement, I communicated with Brian James. We had a discussion, we had a detailed talk, and I indicated to him that I felt that he was a very worthy and candidate. And thereafter, I informed party leadership, informed people in the constituency that I was thanking them for having nominated me, but I felt that it was time to move on. because politics or being an MP should not be regarded as a job. It should not be regarded as a career as you do if you are a example, a doctor or a lawyer as I am, which is what you can then consider as a career. Politics is not supposed to be considered a career. It's something which you can do for a certain period of time to serve the people. And it is also important to dance floor when people still want you to dance.
Wow, powerful. And a good dancer leaves the stage while people are still enjoying his moves. And that's what you have done. I don't want to put you on the spot, Honorable, but do you remember some of the members of parliament that you started with when you came in the first time?
Yes, I do recall the Honorable Tindai, the Honorable Oshmenye, the Honorable Gabuza, Honorable Williams Zimure. We have had the one no longer in Parliament, like Honorable Paul Mazori, the late Honorable Gerald Nsekwa, who was in the then Mutare North constituency, and of others. Honorable Mpariwa, Honorable Kupe, and so on. These were the first group of legislators from the then major opposition party, which was the Movement for Democratic Change, and I recall that there were 57 who were elected in 2000.
Okay. Thank you very much. Barbara, are you there? You can go ahead and... it looks like Barbara is not there, but I have a lot of questions. Okay, go ahead, Barbara. You're on mute.
Okay, siyabonga Mthakwazi omuhle ngethemba lizizwele ke ubaba uGonese echasisa ukuthi kungani yena engasafuna ukubuyela eParliament, esitshela njalo ukuthi yena yiwo abakuqala ukungena eParliament kuze kufonywe ibandla leMDC. They were the first one of the first members of parliament. Sizwile le eqamba labantu ayelabo angena labo eParliament, esithi yena wangena eParliament 38 years, khathesi usethena kuma 60 something khona ngale. And uthi yena ubeseseve okwamathemu amahlanu, ngakho ubone kufanele ukuthi achiyele phela abatsha, achiyele ontanga, esikubona ukuthi khona yinto enhle ebukekayo encomekayo enziwe ngu-Honorable Gonese ukuthi uchiye abantu besakuthanda. Kuthiwa khona nxa ugida ungumgidi kumele uchiye ukugida kumbe wekele ukugida abantu besaqakeza, uchiye khona phana kusamnandi abantu besakufuna, ngoba ukhulumile wathi yena wanominethwa sibili ukuthi abuyele, kodwa yena wakubona ukuthi hayi, wothi ngichiyele abanye, ngichiyele ontanga baqhubekele bathathe from lapha mina engichiye khona, ngoba phela uhambo lolu esikilo, uhambo lomzabalazo, luhambo esingathi thina yi-relay, abantu labana abagijimayo beqhubelana izigodo. So yena uthi usokufikile isikhathi sokuthi laye aqhubele abatsha labo bagijime size siyethatha uzivuse. Kungaba kuhle kunganani Honorable Gonese esezihlalele endlini yakhe, abatsha sebethethe intambo, yena esesidla impentsheni yakhe, esebukele, esekhuluma lokuthi yithi esaqalisayo phela uhambo lolu, and la encoma labatsha esithemba ukuthi u-Honorable Gonese uzagruma whoever is going to come in. We wish and we hope, Honorable Gonese, that you are going to groom whoever is going, because I know you've got vast experience, vast parliament experience, and being a lawyer as well. You've got a lot of information. You've got on cases. We know our party, the newly formed party, CCC. We've got a lot of people that are that have been tried before or with cases, or some are incarcerated, the likes of Job Scala and others. We hope, Honorable Gonese, you are going to stand in that gap, helping the party in representing those that are being incarcerated for nothing, for no. And I know, Kuti, you gain a lot of experience. You are going to have much time in doing those cases, because I know you've been doing that. And I know this time you're going to have enough time. I just want to say, on my behalf, Honorable Gonese, I just want to say I wish you well. This is the very good thing that you did. And I hope some people are also going to copy, so that our party moves on. Hapana chinhu chinobohwa fanike kungoramba muchingoona the same people moita ungati vamwe vanhu havasi kuziva zvavari kuita, but imimi maona zvakafanira kuti musiyirewo vamwe vanhu wapinde. And we hope kuti pamabuda is either pachapindawo mukadzi kana kuti pachapindawo muyuthi kana kuti pachapindawo mudisabled. Kana zvikadaro aiwa sepati CCC tingairovera maoko. Hanzi kuverenga macomments, pane macomments andaona akanaka Stereka. Pane imwe yandaona yanga ichitaura nezvaona hanzi I always listen to Change Radio, and I'm happy with the hard-working job you are doing. I'm spreading the word of Change Radio to other people. Don't only spread the word, comrade. Refreshing dude. Can you please share this live as well? Share to as many groups as possible, so that people can watch even after this show. We know that most people, if they get the link, they are going to watch and copy the good things that some people are doing. As we are talking to Honorable Gonese, the former MP of Mutare. Is it Mutare Central or Gonese? Which constituency, by the way?
Just a small point of correction. I'm still the member of parliament from Mutare Central until my term comes to an end.
Yes.
In fact, in terms of the law, it comes to an end on the 26th of August of this year.
Yes.
But if the elections are held early, then the term will end earlier than that particular date.
Yes. Thanks for the correction. Which constituency, by the way? Mutare Central.
Central constituency.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much for that correction, Honorable Gonese. Takutoona ngototi makatobuda nenyaya zvamaita izvi asati zvakamboitikwa muhistory. Saka takutoona ngototi makatobuda kudhara. Thank you so much for that correction. Honorable Gonese is still the sitting MP, by the way. The parliament is dissolving on the 26th of August, paving way for the new parliament. Anzina Tinashe Nyangari, I've seen this man in parliament. He has always been remarkable. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Varikuzinzwira wagonese macomments arikubva kune wanhu. Anzi Charity.
I'm very humbled. I'm very humbled.
Love you, Masisi Angu. Love you too. Yes.
Okay.
I think wagonese vanenge vari slow. Over to you, Chief. I think I'm done.
All right. Thank you so much, Barbara, for that intervention. Let me ask, I have a lot of questions for you, Honorable. Can you just tell the people here the highlights of your career as a member of parliament, what you did for the people of Mutare?
Yes. I want to say that as a member of parliament, we have got three major roles. The first one is that of lawmaking, that of legislation. We also have got an oversight role in terms of bringing the government, executive, the administration of the executive to account. We also have got a representative role. When it comes to the legislative role, I participated very actively in most of the debates, both during the second readings of bills, when we'll be talking about the general principle, in the committee stages, when we'll be talking about a particular and specific clauses. When it comes to the side role, I was a very active participant in all the portfolio committees where I served as in the current parliament, in the Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Portfolio Committee, as well as the Labour Public Service Portfolio Committee. Previously, I was also in the local government. The role of our portfolio committees is to carry out investigations to what is happening in the government ministries that we oversee, and I was a very active participant. When it comes to the issue of public hearings, I was always participating as well. When it comes to the representative, in terms of question time, I was one of the most vocal MPs who would articulate issues, not just for the residents from Padare Central, but for the people of Zimbabwe as a whole. I would raise which were pertinent to my constituency. And also in terms of development, I made use of the opportunities that were created. We came up with the Constituency Development Fund. And over there, my focus was on assisting the primary schools in the constituency. And in fact, I've helped all primary schools which are in Sakuva, starting with Dangari Primary School. I assisted them in the construction of a library, which was something which was leaking in the school. At Sakuva Primary School, I also assisted to renovate the ablution blocks for the infants at that particular school. In terms of Chisaba Primary School, I assisted them with building material, cement, window frames, door frames, and so on for the expansion of their classroom blocks. And recently, at Mutanda Primary School, assisted them with 180 bags of cement, and they are actually in the process of constructing another classroom block because there's actually wood sitting there. And then at Zamba Primary School, the ECD block, it needed renovations. They supplied all the material which were required. Apart from assisting at these schools, I also helped more traders at Sakuva Market in the last parliament, and also in the current parliament. There's a new market being constructed in Sakuva Petrol. I have assisted in the procurement of a building material, asbestos sheet on. This is in the process. At Matida, which is a block of flats where there was a perennial water shortage, I assisted in the construction of a borehole. Later on, it was condemned. But however, the tanks which we had, which we procured, have assisted the residents to have a constant supply of water because they were always having this. Now with the tanks which were purchased, which can store water, they can then continue have a continuous supply of water. In another area called Ward 10, again, we assisted because the pipes were really obsolete, and we were able to assist them in the purchase of new pipes so that they can have a continuous flow of water to the houses. These are some of the things that I assisted in doing. And also the residents of Sakuva, when they want to cross to go to Chikanga, we assisted in the construction of a footbridge because there is a stream which was very difficult to navigate. And so these are some that I did from a development perspective.
Wow, powerful. Those that are just joining us, we are talking to Honorable Gonese from Padare Central, a member of parliament, sitting member of parliament. But of course, he did shock a lot of people in the past few days when he announced that he was rejecting the nominations from the people of Padare Central, who wanted him to go back to parliament. Instead, he's supporting another candidate there. Maybe, Honorable, before we go to Barbara again, you can tell us about this member of parliament or a person that you want or you are supporting or you think can fit in your big shoes. Who is he, and how many other people were nominated in Padare Central? What have they done to the people of Padare? Maybe you can just touch on that.
Yes, I want to say that Brian James is a very credible candidate. I've known him for a number of years. In fact, I was actually instrumental in getting him to get involved in mainstream politics. At that time, he was the treasurer of our political province when we were still in the movement for democratic change. He was elected as the councillor for Ward 12, and he became the mayor for for the city of Padare. Unfortunately, he was is a person who is going to be able to own the torch to represent the people of Padare Central. He was also nominated alongside me. Once I noted that there was a very competent person who had also received nominations. I was the first to reach out to him so that we could have a discussion, and I indicated to him that, look, in reflecting upon this issue of whether I should continue to serve the people, and I was happy that he had received a nomination. Although there was another candidate who had also received a nominations, in my opinion, Brian James was the most suitable to represent the people of Padare Central. And after the discussion, I then made the public announcement that I was declining the nomination. Other processes were still to be carried out. As I've already pointed out, there is the of the candidates to see whether they actually qualify. I never went through the process because I had already made the decision not to. And further to that, there are further consultations which are supposed to take place. There's also the validation, the citizens caucus. I never went through that because my position was that I decided that it was not the appropriate for me to continue in Parliament having served for 5 terms. That is why I then indicated that it's time to step down. It was time to give room for new blood. I know that Brian James will also come, his own trust and so on, which I know is very capable of doing, bearing in mind the work that he did when he was of the city of Padare.
That's good. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Honorable. I know, Barbara, we have been talking, and people have been talking in WhatsApp groups, and I'm going to throw this to you so that you talk to Honorable Gonese about it, because there is this contestation in the public arena. We will not shy away from talking about it because people are talking about it. That there are some people in Parliament that have overstayed their welcome. They should be leaving room for other people. But Barbara, I saw you in one of the WhatsApp groups talking about that. You can talk about that and then throw the question to Honorable Gonese so that we hear what he thinks as a member of Parliament.
Thank you so much, Chief Soshe. It was a comment that I picked from another group whereby someone was saying, I have a feeling that some MPs have spent, or maybe they've done so many terms in Parliament. Why can't those MPs go and stand in their rural areas, rural homes where they come from, represent the party in their rural homes? Because 1, they now have got resources. 2, they are well known now. Even if they go to their rural areas, they know kuti mwana wakaningi uyu ndi member of parliament ku Harare kana kuti ndi member of parliament ku Buruwa. Why can't they go and represent the party in their rural areas? And when I picked that comment, I brought it to another group and I say, this feeling is very good, because that person had said, I have a feeling. And then I said, this feeling is very good. Myself, I thought it was a good suggestion, which maybe later, since we are already doing the nomination process, Chief, maybe it came late. But I think it's something that the party should consider. Those that still want to go back to Parliament, why can't they go and stand in their rural areas? Because we know, even in some rural areas, some people, they even fear to contest in those rural areas because of victimization and intimidation by ZANU-PF. What is your take on that one, Honorable Gonese?
I believe that the circumstances always differ, and it's difficult to actually come up with one size fits all. I think it really depends on the circumstances of each particular candidate. One might have a rural area which they don't know usually frequent, for example, and it may not be the most appropriate thing to get a person try to go and represent people where they frequenting. That's another situation. But I generally agree that sometimes you really need to have strong candidates in some of the rural constituencies. I remember in 2000, late Morgan Richard Changirai, may his dear soul rest in peace, insisted on contesting in Buera North when a lot of the party members wanted to stand in a safe seat. And I believe that was something very noble, which he did. I know that he was rigged, and fortunately, he was actually indicated, which was actually one of the constituencies where, because of the violence, which led to the death of Talent Mabika and Chaona Chimiya, that the High Court made a decision that the election was not free and fair, and actually a rerun was supposed to, or a fresh supposed to be held. Then they appealed to the Supreme Court, and the matter was allowed to vote there. But long and short of it, that the principle that we should actually have strong candidates, I think it has got a lot of merit. But as I said, it does not always apply uniformly to all people who have been representatives in urban areas, for instance. There may be situations where these particular candidates may not be as well known in terms of the politics, not just by the fact that they are there. But at the end of the day, it is something I think which needs to be interrogated, so that there is a common position, that there is a principle which can actually be applied, not necessarily to pinpoint individuals, to actually look at it as a collective, so that you come up with a policy position, which I believe is more preferable rather than individualizing the issue.
Thank you very much, Honorable. As we get towards the end of the program, we'll be more direct now. We'll be more direct, Honorable. So, your thoughts again on the number of terms that a member of parliament should serve. A lot of people are saying it should be 2 terms. You serve 2 terms, and then you leave the stage for others. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, putting me in a bit of an invidious position, but I want to say,
right, I know, right?
first and foremost, let's say, when you look at the Constitution of Zimbabwe, we have got certain positions which have got term limits. The presidency, for example, is a straight jacket, can only serve for no more than 2 terms. You've got, I think, the president of the Council of Chiefs, one cannot serve for more than 2 terms. You've got the clerk of parliament, that was also limited to 2 terms. And then in the COPAC deliberations, there was a debate about the term limits. And when you look at perspective, you will find that in most countries, there are no term limits for non-executive positions. When you look at the position of a member of parliament, it's non-executive. You are just a representative. Whereas the head of state is the executive position. In other situations where you have executive mayors, for example, you can also have term limits. And I think that is a debate we need to engage in as a nation, so that you have a policy position which then gets reflected in a constitutional provision. Where there's no constitutional provision, I remember in America, we had the late Senator Edward Kennedy. He served for many, many years, and for several decades. It had been 30, 40 years as a senator in Massachusetts. You find that it's not just confined to Africa, where you have people in the legislative arm of government serve for several terms. I know in the British Parliament, they've been MPs, they've been there for a long time. And as a matter of fact, you find that in Germany, Chancellor Angela Merkel eventually stood down. There are no term limits actually in terms of the Chancellor, who is actually the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of Britain, again, there are no term limits. So really, it's something which needs to be interrogated. But because politicians have a tendency of overstaying in power, sometimes it is necessary to put a cap to the time to which they can serve. And I believe that is a very, very, very meritorious debate. And it is a meritorious point that, in fact, one should give serious consideration to term limits for almost all positions. But I believe which is going to be debated, which is going to be discussed, and after you come up with a policy position, and once the policy position has been accepted by the generality of the people of the country, you then get it reflected in the relevant legal and constitutional provisions, which will then ensure that no one can overstay the welcome.
Wow. Thank you very much, Honorable. That's Brian James. Okay. That's Brian James, the one of the people that have been nominated in Mutare to become a member of parliament there. Honorable, my last two questions. What advice would you give to incoming members of parliament and also to the older that are coming back to parliament? And of course, people would want to hear what next for Honorable Gonese. Now that you are retiring from parliament, what will you be doing? What role will you be playing in our politics or in the community of Mutare?
First and foremost, I want to say to the incoming legislators, whether new or returning, that you must always save the people. You must always know that you are their servant, you are their representative. And whatever you do, it must be for the interest and for the benefit of the people whom you represent. That people must be diligent in carrying out their duties. People must do their research when it comes to in parliament. People should be concerned about the plight of Zimbabweans who have been suffering under the yoke of the regime, and that as representatives of the people who represent the poor, the downtrodden, and so on. I will say that for myself, I will still be playing a role even during the forthcoming elections. I've already undertaken to give my full support to the candidate whom I believe is going to be the torch for our party in Mutare Central, and he has also indicated be coming to me from time to time for advice when he feels that he needs any advice, both in the conduct of the elections. And I believe that after his election, he has also given indications that he will also want to lean on my experience. At an individual level, I am a lawyer by profession. Fortunately, I have been practicing throughout my tenure as a member of parliament, but this has never been easy when you are trying to do two jobs at the same time. Now it will be time to concentrate on one job, which is the practice of law, and also other opportunities, the consultancy. So I've got a very keen interest on human rights. In fact, in 2014, I went to African University and acquired a master's degree in human rights at African University. I will want to make more use of it, and I'm also contemplating pursuing the studies. Because there was a gap of 30 years. I graduated from the University of Zimbabwe in 1984, and it took me 30 years to do a master's degree. This time I didn't want to spend another 30 years waiting to do my PhD. I want it to be a much shorter period. So once I know the election is over, I will be thinking of the topic, a PhD degree. So I think those are the issues I will be doing. And of course, I'll have more time with my family. And my wife was the happiest person when I indicated that I was not going to contest for the forthcoming election. She saw very little of me over the last 23 years, because when I was not in court, when I was not dealing with my legal cases, I would either be in parliament or politicking around. But this time she knows that I'll only be doing the practice of law and giving full attention to her.
Wow. Yeah, I agree with you. Your wife must be the happiest person because as a politician and the way you were working and obviously to travel to Harare most of the times. And someone just wrote there that knowledge is power. I think with reference to what you were saying that you want to pursue a PhD degree. This is really honorable. Honorable Gonese, we appreciate you. Barbara, I know you are dying to say something.
Yes, thank you so much, Chief Social, and thank you so much, Hon Gonese, with what you were saying. You know, it's so inspiring, and I know a lot of people they are copying, they are learning something in everything that we do, it's a lesson to other people. So we then become a blessing to other people. Vamwe havana ma-advisors. So today, 2 or 3 people are going to be helped by what you've just said, Wagones. I just have a
Yes,
question.
there's something which I just left out. Sorry, can I just come in again and say that there's the issue of registering to vote. I want to tell all Zimbabweans, we want to win big. We want to get 6 million votes for the president. We want to win at least 2/3 in parliament. We want to win all the urban authorities. And we will only achieve that if everyone gets registered votes. And until the proclamation that window of opportunity still exists, although the blitz has ended, at all the ZEC offices and the ZEC provincial offices, registration is still taking place, and all those people who register now will be able to participate in the forthcoming elections. Commander.
Thank you so much, Wagonese. We were going to give you time yokutaura your last remarks. Manje zvamataura last remark muchataura chi.
Something just came across my mind and I thought that perhaps you were
at least you said that before network problems, because you never know. Munogona kutongovharika panapa tikashaya zvekuita. Thank you so much for those powerful words. Hanzi ngapinda hake mukomana, but mukomana anopinda sei musina kuregister kuvhota. So guys, register to vote and register big so that we win big and we protect our vote big. And Wagonese, pane mubvunzo wanoda kukubvunzai. What do you think about those members of parliament vanonzi havasati vambotaura chinhu? Variko here vanhu vakadaro vasati vambotaura chinhu? What is your advice?
Unfortunately, there are some members of parliament, and it's really an unfortunate development because there's no excuse for that. But first of all, you're able to speak in any language in parliament. There are 60 official languages. So obviously, all members will be able to speak at least one of the languages. You can speak in Shona, you can speak in Ndebele, you can speak in Tonga. So really, it's not a question of not being able to speak. Everyone can speak. Even sign language is allowed in parliament. So at the end of the day, it is really unfortunate. It's a disservice to the people who have elected those people. And I hope that in the next parliament, measures will be taken. But some newspapers have actually taken the trouble to name and shame such members. It's not just about not speaking in parliament. There are also those who decide to make parliament, the parliament chamber, part of their bedroom, who decide to wipe their eyelids when they're in parliament. And we saw some of it on the various footages. It's really unfortunate, and it's not in the interest of the people that you go there and you are not articulating things of or matters of concern for the constituents whom you represent. So at the end of the day, I believe that a mechanism should be put in place to ensure that members of parliament carry out their duties, not just speaking in parliament, but all the other duties. So there's a monitoring so that when it comes to development, members of parliament utilize those funds which are made available to them. And in terms of representation, that members of parliament participate in portfolio committees fully and adequately. They also play that oversight role through the vehicle of the portfolio committees.
Sure. Thank you so much, Wagonese. That's a disservice, honestly, because I don't understand how these people manage to be in parliament for 5 years and leave the parliament without even uttering a word. And yet you say people are
and obviously, it's also important for people to be visible as well in their constituencies. It's not just about parliament, because when you are performing your representative role, report back meetings are very, very critical.
Yes.
It is one of the things which I was doing regularly on a monthly basis, every
Yes.
feedback meetings for the constituency.
Exactly. Wagonese, including going to constituencies, because there are some MPs who, when they are voted in, they never set foot to their constituencies, only to come back.
I know.
Begging
They become missing.
for vote.
They actually become missing persons. There is a euphemism for that.
Yeah.
MP will then be denoting missing person.
I saw one MP, a male MP, kneeling. Isusu kuchiwanhu kwedu toziva kuti the only people who can kneel are women. I saw that man kneeling like a woman, begging for votes. He wanted to go back into parliament. That's what they do. That's what they do, these people. But they forget Kuti. These some people, they when they are in, they forget Kuti. They are there because of those people, which is very, very unfortunate. And I just want to answer. There's someone who was saying Kuti, talking about Job Scala, Kuti people, we have forgotten about Job Scala. He's languishing in prison, and we are not doing anything for Job Scala. That's a lie. Job Scala is well catered for. We know that Job Scala is incarcerated. Job Scala is not a criminal. We know that his incarceration is political, and we all know that. And he is well looked after, and the family is well looked after. And I think even the people of Zengeza did something which is very good by nominating his son. Not that they want to promote dynasty, but it was a sign of what you call solidarity with our fellow Job Scala who is in Chikurubi prison. Because the other reason why they kept on incarcerating him, they didn't want him to come back into parliament. That's the other reason. So they thought Kuti akaregeza kupinda parliament Job apera, but not knowing Kuti Job Scala is just like a seed. You put a seed in fertile soil, the seed germinates. So the Job Scala Jr. is going to germinate on behalf of his dad and on behalf of CCC. So those that say Kuti Job Scala has been thrown under the bus, it's a lie. We know these people, Warakash, they want to force us, or maybe they want to incite people to go into the streets so that they can shoot the people, and then they'll blame CCC on those people that will have died because of these demos. We know all these tricks, we know all these strategies, and we are not drugged. Over to you, Chief.
Thank you very much. I thought you were going to mention that in UK there was actually a demonstration.
The issue of the Honorable Job Scala, just a very quick one.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Parliamentarians, we've showed solidarity. We've attended some of the court sessions, but more importantly, we've raised that issue in Parliament. And I also raised the issue of the selective application of the law. He's being held, it could be maximum when he has not been convicted. Remand prisoners are supposed to be at a remand prison. He's brought to court in leg irons as if he's a very dangerous criminal. When I raised these issues, I was chucked off out of Parliament by Jacob Mudenda, and actually on record is unanswered. And all the CCC parliamentarians were raising this particular issue from time to time. So it's not as if we are neglecting our colleague. We really tried to show our solidarity with our incarcerated colleague who has been jailed for no crime but for political reasons.
Wow, thank you very much, Honorable, for that. And as we finish, Honorable, in your last remarks, can you please also talk to the people in the diaspora, because hundreds of people that are watching here are in the diaspora. So you can also speak to them, with regards to the elections that are coming in August as we close.
Yeah, first of all, we want them to have the right to vote. And in fact, the right is already there. It's enshrined in Section 67 of our Constitution. In terms of the electoral amendment which has been brought to Parliament, we have made amendments, we have proposed amendments. My Honorable Wendy, Honorable Mshori, Honorable Biti are going to speak to those amendments. We believe that they should not be deprived of the right to vote. After all, they are sending money to Zimbabwe, and there should be no taxation without representation. But over and above that, we want to employ those in the diaspora to assist those in the country by sending money to assist in the registration of vote. I know that for those who are far, it may not be easy if we are not successful in getting them to get the right to vote. But those in neighboring countries, they can easily come to register and then come to vote again in the event that we are not successful. But we are with you, and that is the reason why in our debates we've always raised the issue that our Constitution allows gives the right to all Zimbabweans. It doesn't discriminate. It's only that this regime is afraid of the power of those in the diaspora, because those in the diaspora mostly have been driven by the bad governance, by the mismanagement of our resources, so that they look for greener pastures outside Zimbabwe. But I know that most of you would really love to be in this country. So that is my message to those in the diaspora.
Wow.
And also
thank you very
made the resources that they've seen to us in terms of out the activities of the party.
Well, it's time to thank you again, Honorable Gonese, for agreeing to do this interview at a short notice. And all our viewers and listeners here on Zimai and Change Radio, we want to thank you for the continued support. I think we have all heard what the Honorable said. I think it's an honorable thing that he did, that he's stepping away and allowing younger blood, fresh legs, fresh ideas to come in and take, fill in his big shoes in Parliament, representing the people of Mutare Central. I hope other members of Parliament that have served more than 2 terms will take a leaf from what Honorable Gonese has done, because really you cannot be in Parliament forever. There are other people that are capable. It's not true that you are the only one who can finish programs, who can do programs, who can implement programs. There will be other people that will obviously do a better job when they come in. And that's a tradition really that we should take up as Zimbabweans, as Africans, that when you come into a position, do your work, do your part, and after that, leave the dance floor, like Honorable Gonese said. Leave the dance floor while the people are still enjoying what you are doing, your dance moves. So for that, Honorable, we honor you for leading the way, and we hope other people will follow suit. And to our voters, everyone who is going to vote, please do not vote for a member of Parliament that was not coming back to you to give you feedback. That's disrespectful. Do not vote for anyone or even nominate. The nominations are still going on. They've been done, but there's still the last part, the validation by the citizens. Do not nominate or get anyone in Parliament or in council whom you know has not been doing their work, especially the corrupt ones. We speak against those people, those members of Parliament, those councillors that have been corrupt. You are the people, you are the voters, you have power. Do not nominate those people. Yes, once again, thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. As we close, please, God bless you. Until we meet again in other programs, Chief Shoshe signing off.
Ciao.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Barbara.